Hey guys, Lancy here. Hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for joining me and look at some more MTG markets after 2 weeks and see what's changed. So, Cathedral of War from Magic 2013. This card has moved up by about 50% in the last couple of days, which is actually pretty impressive. It's a decent card, but it comes into play tapped and it's useful in very specific decks. But the fact that it's getting boosted up means that people must think there's really something coming out in New Capino, that's going to make this work even better. So let's see what happens with that. Serenity, huge spike up, at least as far as the average price goes. I feel like there's some speculation around this card about something that's going to be probably shown, or maybe what's already out. Um, Serenity is one colorless, one white for an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, destroy all artifacts and enchantments. They cannot be regenerated. It's actually not that bad as far as the board wipe goes, especially since a lot of people do play artifacts and enchantments. The only problem is white is one of those cards. Sorry, white is one of those colors that plays the most out of those two because it can't do anything else for ramp and for card draw. So it's weird because it's in white that this card is going up, but maybe there's something that's going to come out in the next couple of weeks that's going to prove this as quite useful. Goblin Trashmaster from Secret Lairs. Now, this had a much higher price point and then dropped. The reason why it's even on this list is because it gained a little bit in the last couple of days, but nothing too impressive. And while it might continue going up, this card's dropped from a pretty high point to begin with. It's a cool card though. Merfolk Assassin from the Dark, really creepy looking out. Huge spike up in 2021, dropped down to an average price. It went from 75 cents to now sitting at $2. If that's its floor, now it's about to climb again. This card's doing well. I do like the fact that it's got a ship in the background. Ancestral Knowledge from Weatherlight. This card gets bought out and spikes all the time, not on the reserve list. Yeah, I'd be careful with this because you can see throughout its history, this is one of those ones that's had those spikes, buyouts. Liliana Heretical Healer from Commander Collection Black. Big bit of a drop off actually. This card has dropped down to $5, and I think the other version of it, Magic Origins. I mean, Magic Origins is going to follow. Media promo, maybe not. Pre-release, maybe not. From the Vault should follow. There's the price tag for this card probably going to be sitting around about $10 soon, average, just because of the way that both of these have to meet up at some point. Desert from Arabian Nights. Pretty spiky as well on not on the reserve list. You can get a Friday Night Magic promo for like $2.79, Commander one for 34 cents. It's actually not that bad if you play it in the Enraged deck or something that uses damage to itself to enable it. But outside of that, you're going to have trouble finding a deck for this, but maybe there's a chance that could be come back as well. Bringer of the Green Dawn from Fifth Dawn. Now, I actually have all of the Bringers. They are not that impressive. Maybe if we had a lot more Bringers, then the value could be useful because then you can play Morpheum as the commander and then just cast these for free. But until that point, I assume this is climbing just because of the fact that people are just throwing it in some random places. Or the fact that there's just not many of them in the marketplace. They're pretty cool. I don't know how many actually are out there, so we'll have to see how high the price goes. Mishra's Factory Winter from Antiquities. Cool card. Obviously, price point is always going to be dependent on how much you're willing to pay. This card had value, probably still has some value. These spikes are actually not that insane. You'd have to go back a long way to see something crazy. It's been bought out twice and looks like it's moving slowly up again. People are thinking that this price point is actually reasonable. Ancestral Mask from Acadian Masks. Two colorless, one green for an enchantment creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 for each other enchantment in play. It does say for each other, so it doesn't count itself. But in an enchantment heavy deck, not a bad card. You could outright win with this card if you play it at the right time. Then again, you can say that about a lot of cards. It's gained almost 300% in the last couple of days. Yeah, last 2 months. Reconnaissance from Exodus, 1 white. This card is really good, at least in like certain ninja. Wait, ninjas aren't white. Kalio is pretty much where I was using this. But the fact that it's climbing like this means people are expecting some attack. Okay, no, I can see that it could be useful in decks where you want to attack, get the trigger, and then untap and stop it from attacking. But that's already come and gone. That guy was shown in Kamigawa, and I feel like this is a bit late to the party, but maybe not, maybe not. Maybe people are picking it up as part of that attack, double attack trigger guide, and seeing if they can find a place for this card, which I actually think you could find a pretty decent place for that card in there. Ring of Immortals from Legends. Big buyout in 2020, 2021. Now it's time to slowly move back up again. It is on the reserve list. There's no other printing of this card. Is it a good card? Pay 3, tap, counter target instant or aura spell that targets permanent you control. It's not bad actually, but 8 mana to get that first counter. Ugh, that's a bit tough to assume. Yeah, that's a bit tough. You get rid of this card with a sorcery spell like Vandal Blast, and that'll really be annoying. Beseech the Queen from Planechase. Pretty cool card, especially if you want to just pay 3 black to search your card library for something. Otherwise, you're going to have to pay 6, and then that becomes really not very useful. It's in the list, and I think it's been in the list for a while, at least the last 2 sets, and it's been dropping off pretty hard for a while now. I actually don't know why it started dropping off all the way in Chaldean. It might have been in the list from Chaldean onwards, because it looks like that works really well to lower some of these prices. Dryad of Elysian Grove from Secret Lairs. This card is insane to begin with. I'm not surprised it's going up. I think I have this as a Secret Lairs. I don't know if I bought it just because I was like, I need another version of this guy. But he is insane in certain land decks, and he's good in a lot of other places as well. As long as you're running green, he's actually a pretty decent add-on. But you want to be careful because he is an enchantment. Let's see what happens with that. Rapid Hybridization from Ravnica Legion's Guild Kit. Pretty strong card. Pay 1 blue instant, destroy target creature, can't be regenerated. Yeah, really strong card. $3, probably good value for this card still. It did drop down to a low of 224, but even then, that's not that impressive. I come back for the revised edition at Dual Lands. Let's move on to MTG Goldfish. So, biggest movers for the week. Vorinclex, +1/+1 counters might be a thing in the new Camino. Spoilers, Meathawk Massacre, just an insanely overpowered card. They did a smart job printing that. These gains are actually tiny. Deserted Beach is an 8% gain at $5.96. The next highest was Vorinclex, and that's it. The biggest drops are all from the new set, The Wandering Emperor, March of the Otherworldly Lights, Cameo completed Stage. Those are all the biggest drops at 11, 10. Hitsugu consumes all. That's actually a really good card, but sitting at $10. I will admit, what is the most expensive card from? Oh, has it already moved on to New Capino? I was going to say, what's the most expensive card from the new set? Because it looks like a lot of the ones that were expensive, maybe the green land that's apparently super overpowered. But outside of that, it looks like everything else is dropping more than it's rising, and I don't know. I haven't seen that in a while. Let's move on to another one. Modern. Okay, here they are. Weekly change. Everyone's selling everything to buy these 5 cards, I assume. 4 cards. Urza, Lord High Hardest was 17% gain to now sit at $70 almost. Ranger, Captain of EOS, 22% gain to now sit at $35. Mirren, The Morning Well, 14% gain to now sit at $23.81. Opal Eye, Condomos Yojumbo, 29% gain to now sit at $12.49. Everything else is so far behind that it's not even worth mentioning. And the biggest drops, Wheel of Sun and Moon, 10% drop to now sit at $20.55, and Mirror Gallery dropped by 8% to now sit at $27.25. Still, this is a clear case that people are still hungry for certain cards, especially what looks like unique cards that I think, at least for one of these, it's gotten better now that Lurrus was banned. I have no idea why Mirren and Opal have become so highly rated. Uh, one colorless, two white for a 1/4. So Opal is a 1/4 for 3. Legendary creature Fox Samurai with Bushido 1 and Defender. Tap. The next time a source of your choice would deal damage this turn, that damage is dealt to Yojimbo instead. Okay. Pay 1 colorless, 1 white. Prevent the next 1 damage that will be dealt to over this turn. Okay, I don't see it. I don't see it. Moving on. Pioneer. Pioneer is going to be interesting. So the biggest movers, Great Henge, Smothering Tide. These are not above 10%. Starfield Mystic, 27% gate, now sit at $5.12. Herald of the Pantheon, 33% gain to now sit at $6.92. People love the enchantments at this point. Jeez. Sword of the Animist, 12% gain to now sit at $8.47. The biggest drops. Teferi Master of Time, I guess. Days Undoing, now sitting at $13.99. Nothing else has dropped that impressively. In Legacy is going to be hard anyways, but you got an Unlimited Underground Sea moving by 5%, Volcanic Island Unlimited moving by 4%. Everything else I would not trust. The biggest drops, you got Tropical Island dropping by 3%. It's all over the place. But none of the big gains I would put too much money on. These cards can get heavily manipulated. So let's have a look at ones that will have a bit harder to actually show manipulation, but certainly seem to show where money goes. And I will say, as one of the videos that I did recently, it looks like money is slowly making its way out of the revised edition dual lands. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to completely all dump. I think there's a much higher chance that there's going to be a plateau reached around about the 75% mark from its top. So let's say Volcanic Island was 866, 35, wait, am I doing that? 25% drop from that would be around about $600, $640. I can't do maths. But anyway, if you can find a good quality Volcanic Island Revised Edition for about $600, you're doing pretty well. Look at this spike. It's crazy. It's actually a decent spike as well when you think about it, because this is the average 755 all the way up to 853, dropping it down ever since. You can find a lightly played for 712. Is that worth it? I actually can't tell. It seems like that's not bad for lightly played because the medium ones are over that, but we'll have to see. Next is Tropical Island. The curve is pretty straight. You can see it dropping down. It peaked at 826 and now it's sitting at 680. Probably getting close to that plateau unless something really drastic happens. Tundra has not dropped at all. Bayou starting to turn around. Badlands just flatlining at this point. Tiger turning around. And Savannah flatlining. We'll have to keep an eye on this and see what happens. As the future goes for interest rates, people might find that putting money back into the bank is worth something. So they might sit out if for some reason we run into a recession or depression. People might lose jobs and then they have to fall back on something, which could be magic cards. So I'm sure what's going to happen in the next couple of days, but we'll have to see. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good day and see ya.